Yes, students. Good morning once again. So very important today we are going to discuss that is the conditional joint probability. Now just see students is a very important formulas you are going to come across, and then we can see this on the screen. Conditional probability distribution, students. So I think we have come across the various applications, and we have seen how to solve the joint probability distribution where we take the two variables x and y. Yes, jointly we get the distribution. We say it as joint probability distribution, students. Now we see the next very important, that is the conditional probability distribution. Now we see this a very important formula, that is we are going to denote the conditional probability distribution as h of y bar x is equal to h of x comma y divided by f of x, provided, remember this, f of x is greater than 0. Similarly, if they ask conditional probability distribution for y, then we have h of x divided by y, which is equal to h of x comma y divided by g of y, provided g of y is greater than 0, students. Thus, so suppose if it may be the conditional distribution of random variable y given that x, or it may be conditional distribution of x given that y, then both together we have the probability, that is probability of a less than x less than b, such that y is equal to y, which is equal to sum of all this conditional probability h of x such that y, where the summation is for all values of x between a and b. This further we can understand by using the example. We can see here, students, very simple example. Within few minutes we are going to finish this example. Evaluate the conditional distribution h of x divided by 1 for the following joint distribution. Show that x and y are not independent. So very simple they have given here, students. So they have told you that it is not independent. So how we are going to first simplify, we are going to see here, students. So we see now here, okay. So they have given here, students, a and b they have given here, right? So we'll start one by one. So it's very important. Please remember the formula here, students. Now see here. So first we are going to calculate the marginal distribution here. So first I am going to take here again joint probability distribution or bivariate table, that is 1, 2, and this is 3. Now next, if you just see, we take here 1, 2, 3 as given in the table. Then we can see here sum of row, that is sum of row will give you the marginal distribution. That is, if you add this value, that is 1 divided by 12, which is given in the table. If you add this value, you are going to get this as 1 upon 4, student. You can calculate in the calculator directly. Now again here they have given already 0, 1 upon 9. You can see from the table I have taken this. Sum of all this will be 14 divided by 45. If you just calculate in the calculator, or you can do the LCM, very simple, you are going to get this value. So now next, write down these values as it is, 1 upon 18 and 1 upon 4. This is 2 upon 15. Add the rows, students. We are going to get this as 201 divided by 540. So please check once again. Similarly, we go for the sum of column. Yes, these are nothing but the marginal distribution. Please remember this. column. So what you are going to add here? It is 1 upon 12 plus 0 plus 1 upon 18 you are going to add. I think you will get here 10 divided by 72. Similarly, add 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 9 plus 1 upon 4. If you add these values, you are going to get 19 upon 36 students. So please check this also, sum of columns, that is 0 plus 1 upon 5 plus 2 upon 15. So I think you are going to get here 5 upon 15. Please check yourself students. Please check this value will be equal to 1. Add this 10 upon 72 plus 19 upon 36 plus 5 upon 15 will be equal to 1. Then we say this is satisfies marginal distribution. So first you are to going to find the marginal distribution students. So very important. Please remember this. Now after calculating this value, yes, now we'll just find the what are these values now here students. Okay, now we'll just see. Yes, first we'll take write down the conditional distribution formula students. So very simple. Already we have calculated for row, that is marginal distribution we have calculated. Same thing we have proceeded. What is difference in conditional distribution is this h of x divides y, or this is equal to h of x comma y divided by g of y. Already I have given this formula. Please remind this formula now. Now we are going to check one by one. Now we'll see. Okay. Now what we are going to have? We have to calculate h of x divides 1. So please remember, every time when you write value, this value I'm going to fix this value. Now you can see y is 1. So y is 1 means g of 1 I will going to get here. So as you remember students, so I think I have written here x and y I have taken here. So please correct this. Yes. Now this value will become our g of 1, g of 2. Yes, this is g of 3. Similarly, what will be this values? It is f of 1, f of 2. These are marginal distribution we have done already. Please remember this. Now we'll go for one by one, solving the values students. Okay. Now see here. H of x divided by 1, which is equal to, you will get this value as like this. So x, now we are going to put one by one, that is x is 1, x is 2, x is 3, x is 4. We are going to substitute here one by one and we calculate marginal conditional probability distribution here student. So we just see one by one now. So first I am going to calculate for h of 1, 1. That is x is 1 I have taken here. If x is equal to 1 students. Now you can see here, this is h11 divided by g of 1 students. Now can you please find out what is the h11? Yes, go through the table. What is the h11 students? Already I think you have come across this h11. I'm going to take here h11. We are going to take here j11. Please remember. Now what will be then j12? Yes, definitely it is h12. Suppose if it is J21, so what will be the value? H21 value. So I think you have come across this is J11 and this is J12, J13, so J21. So all these values you are going to consider here function H xy. So this is 1 upon 12 friends. Now you can directly substitute here. It is 1 upon 12. So this is 1 upon 12. But remember, g of x is nothing but sum of all we have done here. Sum of row, that is 1 upon 4. So substitute here 1 upon 4 students. So this is 1 upon 4. Further, if you simplify, you are going to get this value as 1 upon 3. Similarly, you go calculate for all the values of x. So now we'll see what we have next value, that is h21. So what will be this equal to h? Yes, it is 2 comma 1 divided by g of 1. G of 1 remains as it is, friends. So you can simplify here. What is g of 21? 21 is nothing but j21. J21 is nothing but h21. X2. Okay, so this is 0. Okay, substitute here values 0 students. So this is 0 divided by 1 upon 4 as it is. So this value becomes 0. Similarly, go for h31. So h31 is nothing but h3 comma 1 divided by g of 1 students. So this is equal to h31 is nothing but j31. So 31 is 1 upon 18. So substitute here 1 upon 18 students. So you are going to get here yes 1 upon 18. So we can just calculate here 1 upon 18 divided by 1 upon 4. And you can please calculate in the calculator what will be the answer here. So you are going to get here 1 upon 2. So like this, we are going to calculate the conditional distribution for h x dash 1. So therefore, so you can write here like this, that is conditional distribution. You can write here conditional distribution for h x bar 1 or x divided by 1. So I'm going to take here xi is, that is 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now you're going to take this values h x1. They are 1 upon 3, 0 and 1 upon 2 friends. So similarly you can go for other values. Yes. Suppose if they ask you g of x1, then you can calculate this. Okay. Next, what they have told you to calculate, show that x and y are independent. Yes, very, very simple. How we are going to calculate this, students? Yes, very, very simple it is. For the independence, we're first going to calculate, we have seen the marginal distribution where we can see these values here. Suppose if I take 2 and 3 from the table, if I take 2 and 3, I think you have come across how to calculate the independent value. So if I take the value 2 and 3 for dependence, I'm going to calculate this like this. So that is h 2 3. If I take this is equal to, that is probability, where x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. You can see this value, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. It is 1 upon 9. So h2 3, h2 3, sorry, 1 upon 5. So substitute here 1 upon 5. Okay, now you can see we have to find here that is h x comma y will be equal to f of x into g of y. You are going to calculate. Now for that I have taken 2 3, which is equal to f of 2 and into g of 3. So already we have calculated h of 2 3, that is 1 upon 5. I'm going to take here 1 upon 5, which is equal to f of 2. Students, what is f of 2? Where is f of 2? I'm going to see here. Yes, f of 2 is nothing but 1 upon 4 and g of 3. So I will write here 1 upon 2 and g of 3, you can see here, students, f of 2, sorry, f of 2 is 19 upon 36. Okay, just change here, it is 19 upon 36, student. Okay, please correct this. Then g of 3, you can see here g of 3, that is 201 divided by 540. So you can see it is 201 divided by 540, which is not equal. Therefore x and y are not independent. Please remember this, friends, very, very important. Same way in the exam they may ask, instead of conditional distribution h of x divided by 1, instead of this they may ask you g of y divided by 1. So please remember this example, very, very important. Go through this example once again. If you have any doubt, please ask me, students. Yes, thank you.